In the remote, desolate town of Black Hollow, an eerie hush seemed to hang in the air perpetually. The sun rarely pierced the heavy clouds, and shadows clung to every corner, feeding on the fear that oozed from the very ground. Locals whispered of the old Morrison house, a place that had stood empty and cursed for decades. Its dreadful past was the source of countless ghost stories, and the townsfolk dared not venture near it after dark. Samantha, a curious and fearless soul, recently moved to Black Hollow, completely unaware of the house's sinister history. She was drawn to its haunting presence, and one moonless night, she decided to explore it. Armed with a flashlight and determination, she made her way through the overgrown path leading to the Morrison house. As she approached, a sickening dread crawled up her spine, but she shook it off. The decaying structure loomed ahead, its windows like gaping, hollow eyes that seemed to follow her every step. Samantha hesitated for a moment before entering, but her curiosity drove her forward. The front door creaked open ominously as she pushed it, and a musty smell of decay filled the air. Inside, the walls whispered with long-forgotten secrets. Old photographs of the Morrison family adorned the walls, their faces contorted in anguish. Samantha couldn't shake the feeling that she was not alone. Shadows danced on the edges of her vision, and strange, chilling sounds echoed through the house. Descending into the basement, Samantha stumbled upon a room shrouded in darkness. A strange, ancient tome lay on a pedestal, covered in dust and cobwebs. As she reached for the book, a spectral figure materialized before her, a tortured soul with hollow eyes and twisted features. It let out a blood-curdling scream that sent shivers down her spine. The ghostly figure spoke, its voice a haunting melody of agony and despair. It revealed the tale of the Morrison family, who had delved into dark rituals and forbidden magic, sacrificing their own souls for power. They became trapped within the very walls of their home, condemned to an eternity of torment and suffering. The ghostly apparitions of the Morrison family began to materialize around Samantha, their tortured wails filling the room. She was paralyzed with fear, her heart pounding in her chest. The malevolent spirits reached out to her, their icy fingers grazing her skin, as if trying to drag her into their cursed existence. Desperation seized Samantha, and she clutched the ancient book in her trembling hands. Flipping through its pages, she found an incantation that promised to free the Morrison family's spirits. With trembling lips, she began to recite the words, the room filling with an otherworldly light. The spirits howled in anguish, their forms writhing in agony as the incantation took hold. Samantha's hands burned with an intense, searing pain, but she clung to the book. With a final burst of energy, the spirits were banished from the house, leaving Samantha gasping for breath. The Morrison house fell silent, its malevolence lifted, and Samantha was alone in the darkness. She stumbled out of the house, clutching the ancient book tightly. The once cursed place now stood as a shadow of its former self, its dreadful history forever sealed within its walls. Samantha had unknowingly faced the horrors of the Morrison house and emerged victorious, but the memory of that night would haunt her for the rest of her life. She left Black Hollow, forever changed by the fear and horror that she had encountered in the desolate town, carrying with her the weight of the Morrison family's tragic past.